Oh, so this is Disneyland. In the 1950s, Walt Disney had a house at the end of this road. The house is no longer there, it burnt down. But if you're familiar with the popular ride at his amusement park called the Thunder Mountain Railroad.
Yes, Thunder Mountain Railroad.
That was inspired by our Thunder Mountain in Sedona, which was named by the Sinagua Indians because it gets struck by lightning a lot during our monsoon season. We're in Old Town Cottonwood.
Old Town Cottonwood.
And we're at Merkin Vineyard and Wine Tasting Osteria. This is owned by Maynard James Keenan, the lead singer of Tool, Lucifer, and A Perfect Circle. He's a local winemaker. He also lives up in Jerome, has a small vineyard in Jerome, has some vineyards in Cornville, as well as in southern Arizona. All the pasta here is handmade daily, locally sourced farm-to-table vegetables. The food is exquisite. The wine is amazing, and you're going to try it in just a second.
I'm excited. Let's go.
Okay.
All right, guys, welcome to the Merkin Vineyards. So we produce 100% of our grapes ourselves, so we don't outsource them from anywhere else. They come from our own vineyards. All of our vineyards are located in Arizona. We've got 75 acres down in Wilcox, down south, and we have 40 acres dispersed here among the Verde Valley area. The Wilcox vineyard is what we produce all of our Merkin line with, and our Verde Valley areas is what we produce all of our Caduceus line with. So I'm going to go down the line right now and let you know what everything is.
I'm excited.
Yes, first we're going to start with the Chupacabra Blanca. Chupacabra Blanca is going to be primarily a Riesling, a little bit of Sauv Blanc, a little bit of Chardonnay in there as well. Next, we're going to go to the Diddler. This is probably our most popular white. I love this white. It's just sit out on a patio and drink wine all day. It's crisp, it's light, it's refreshing. It's 70% Malvasia, 15% Albarina, and a little bit of Viognier in there as well. Next, we're going to move over to our Shinola Arancia. Probably our most unique white. It is produced in what they call an orange style of production. What that means is typically when they produce a white varietal, they don't induce the skins in the process. This one they do. So the skins are in contact with the juices for about 10 days in the process. And this one's going to be 100% Malvasia Bianca. Next, we're going to go over to the Shinola Rosado. Shinola Rosado is going to be just almost 100% or close to it. Now you got me going here. Sangiovese. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Sangiovese being what they typically use in Italian table wines. Next, we're going to go over to the Chupacabra Rosa.
I like the name. Chupacabra.
Chupacabra's awesome, the shapeshifter, you know? It's really awesome. This one's going to be a GSM, so kind of French Rhone varietals. So Grenache, Syrah, and Mourvedre are going to be what that one's made out of there. Next, we're going to move over to our Jane Pink. Jane Pink's super popular. People love this one. This one's going to be 100% Montracel, which is just another name for Mourvedre. So very good, very popular. Next on our list, we're going to start to transition over to our reds. Our Arviata is actually part of our Caduceus line. So those are the grapes that we actually grow here around the Verde Valley area. And you're going to be 100% Grenache on that one. So pretty good. Next, we're going to move over to Shinola. That's going to be our Italian style again, our Italian style red. 95% Sangiovese, 5% Merlot on that one. So again, that's going to be very similar to a Chianti and an Italian table wine. Next, we're going to move to your favorite name, the Chupacabra line, the shapeshifter again. Chupacabra, again, that's going to be our French varietals, and that's going to be GSM again. So Grenache, Syrah, Mourvedre. This is our most popular red by far, and our most fruit-forward red, if that's kind of what you like on your palate. Next, we're going to again end up with my two favorites, bar none, without a doubt. This Tarzan is awesome. So it's going to be Spanish varietals. So it's going to be 65% Tempranillo, 5% Grenache on that one. Absolutely love this. It's just awesome. Next, we're going to go back to our Caduceus line, and this is going to be the Caduceus Onesta. This is a great one. These, again, two are my favorite. This is going to be 80% Barbera and about 20% Merlot in there. And that pretty much covers everything that we serve here at Merkin Vineyards in Osteria.
Nice flight.
Yeah, it's
Nice
great.
flight of
It's
wines.
awesome. Yeah, they do a really good job. Maynard's very passionate about what he does and does a good job. He is the winemaker. So sometimes people have wineries, but they have a different winemaker. They just own it. He's actually the winemaker himself, so that's impressive.
That's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to try all of them.
I'm excited for you to try all of them. That's for sure.
We have the bread basket, which has their walnut infused bread, your Italian style bread, and then the focaccia. I love the focaccia. My favorite thing though is the wine infused whipped butter. So that has wine in it. To the right of it, you have their house-made jam. I believe that's a blackberry jam. And then to the left of it, you have the house-made hummus. It's all incredible. And it's a great appetizer before we have the pastas. The pastas we're going to be getting today are all handmade by the kitchen every single day. Any other vegetables made come from local farms and orchards in the Verde Valley, and everything is super delicious. And Angela's excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for this
And
flight.
I'm amazed that the cameraman is staying still in anticipation.
Yes. Oh, the appetizers and the wines. This is the biggest flight of wine I've done
Awesome.
my entire life.
Excellent.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So we're going to pair the first wine with walnut bread and
Blackberry.
blackberry. Which is this wine right here? That's the first one. Super Cabre. Perfect pair.
So the first one's going to be our traditional ragu, taglione ragu. One of our more popular dishes. It's just good traditional Italian food. All of our pastas are made fresh, in-house fresh daily, so it's just really good. Next, we're going to go to definitely my favorite and our most popular, which is our gnocchi. It's just like wonderful potato pillows of goodness in there, and I love that.
Yeah, it looks delicious.
And then we always run a daily special with our pastas, and this is going to be our daily special today. It's going to be a wild mushroom scampi with a lemon peppered taglione pasta underneath.
Looks delicious, all of
Yeah,
it.
it's awesome.
This one's already looking like my favorite.
Enjoy, folks.
Thank you. This looks really delicious. Look at this. Each gnocchi. Look at the Parmesan cheese on the top. I'm excited to try this one. Homemade pasta.
Malvasia.
Lavender malvasia. And then we're trying, which is vanilla bean and booze. Interesting.
That's the bourbon.
The bourbon one, and there's our gelato. We're going to try them both.
Yeah, have a great day, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate
See you
it.
later.
Thank you.
I have food, guys. So we got sirloin chicken. Are we gonna do a trick?
Wait.
Stay. 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 Stay.
Gourmet food for the pups.
You're
Let
the
me show
mommy.
you the
You always
food.
get to eat first.
Look at the food they get to eat. Oh boy. So delicious.
Oh, you're a
Good girl.
good girl. Wait. Should we let him have it?
Yeah.
Go on.
Oh wow, look at that. Boy, it looks delicious. Definitely recommend this restaurant in Cottonwood, this little town that's so cute. All gourmet food, we love
Enjoy your
it.
meal, guys.
Baby Yoda, how did you like the food?
Wait, Pop. Come on. Come here.
Oh, he liked all the fresh pasta. The pups love the fresh pasta. Yeah, all delicious.
Come here, White Pop. On to our next spot.
On to our next spot. This is my first double rainbow that I've seen, and how magical here in Sedona, Arizona. Look at how gorgeous that is. A double rainbow. Oh, look at this vineyard, lovey. Look at this.
So this is the crush pad here on the left where all the wine is being starts the process, and I'm going to do a little vineyard tour after you taste some wine.
It's like the movie Sideways. Look at this. Wow.
And as I said, the reason they call it Javelina is from the wild pigs that we have. And leap because it's going to, just like stag's leap from the French to stag's leap, this place is going to leap from California to Arizona. If you look on the wall, you can see this place wins lots of awards up there. San Francisco Wine Chronicle. Their wines are very good.
It's like a train. Look at this. I love the crosses over there. We gotta put them all the awards.
Yeah,
I like the name Javelina Leap Estate Vineyards.
Those are all made by the owner, Cynthia Snap.
Yeah.
And then the first one after the Tempranillo, is that going to be the Malbec?
Yep, and then the Cab. Here's our Malbec. Nice Spanish varietal. This really great in Arizona. We mimic Spanish varietals for our latitude would be the right way to say, right?
Make wine, not war.
I like that.
And this is the staves of the barrel. So it goes like this, and it makes the barrel dance.
That's so neat.
And then when the barrels are done and have their full life, they take them, they repurpose them, and make them into these.
That's so cool.
This is where everything starts. The wine that's grown here exclusively on premises is their estate Zinfandel. Everything else is sourced from either Wilcox or some vineyards over in Prescott.
Welcome to Javelina Leap, guys. I'm Lucas Reed. I'm the head winemaker here at Javelina Leap. I'm the third winemaker in my family here at this estate vineyard. We built this place from the ground up in 2003. And my father, Rod, started making the wine for the first 5 years. My mother, Cynthia, has been making the wine for the last 12, and I just took over in the last 2 years. So I'm the third winemaker in the family. Everything you've tried today is old school European wine. Everything is fermented by hand, as you can see. So we hand punch everything down every 6 hours by hand. And everything that you've had today or will ever have, kind of our historical heritage and how we make wine, everything is fermented to 0% residual sugar. So there's no residual sugar in any of these wines. So they're dry European style wines. What you guys are looking at is we have some Barbera. Everything is 100% Arizona. So we only make wine with 100% Arizona fruit. Let me get you guys over here so you can get a nice clear view on this fermentation. But we have Barbera. This is a Tempranillo right here. A lot of people don't know that Arizona is the oldest wine growing region in the continent of North America. We predate California by 2 centuries. So Spain came to the territory that's now Arizona in the 16th century, and they planted large-scale vineyards here. The Spanish Jesuit priest in the 16th century, and they converted over 45,000 Native Americans in this region to their religion through sacrament. And then from there, it spread to California, Texas, Colorado. Arizona is the oldest wine-growing region in the continent of North America. From 1850 to 1915, Arizona produced more bottles of wine than anywhere in the continent of North America.
Interesting.
We were the leaders, the oldest, the largest. What the heck happened?
Yeah, what the heck happened?
In 1915, 5 years before federal prohibition, Arizona had a state prohibition. There was a lot of religious pressure, a lot of pressure from Jerome. Jerome was the wickedest city in America, just about 25 minutes away from here. They had 24 bars, saloons, and brothels.
the average 14-year-old male drank 58 bottles of whiskey a year. And we had massive corruption there from all the alcohol that everyone was drinking. They outlawed all forms of alcohol in Arizona. So you couldn't use alcohol for industrial, religious, or personal use. It decimated the industry. We didn't grow another grapevine in Arizona again until 1980. Until 2003, just 17 years ago, what we're doing right now, you guys being on the tour and everything, would have been illegal 17 years ago.
17 years ago? That's not even that long ago.
No. You guys are at one of the original pioneering family wineries in Arizona. We were the 13th winery licensed in Arizona in 1999. And how many do you think there are now in 2020?
I don't know.
107.
107? So you guys are really...
We went from 13 to 170 in 17 years.
So you might pass Napa and Sonoma.
Well, we like to think of ourselves as the little Napa. Now here is something really special. This is something I borrowed from the Jesuit 16th century Spanish winemaking. This is 16th century winemaking. They didn't have plastic in the 16th century. They would use old barrels to ferment their wine. And this is a new practice that I've been doing this year that I learned from a winemaker I worked with in Napa. And basically what it is instead of fermenting the wine in the plastic bins, you ferment it in the oak cask. And what it does is it micro-oxygenates the wine. So instead of just breathing oxygen on the top, what do barrels do? They breathe all over, right? So it micro-oxygenates the wine. It breathes 360 degrees, which gives the wine just a amazing fermentation. And then it also absorbs all the flavors of that oak, the vanilla, the baking spices, all those beautiful juicy flavors, right from the beginning in the fermentation process. So we started doing that this year. Really special wines there. And then we have some malolactic fermentations going on back here. It's a secondary step that we do at Javelina Leap. As you guys have noticed, half the wines on the list today were 2019s. They were just bottled 3 months ago. You can only buy the wine here at Javelina Leap. We sell out every year. And one of the reasons we make such smooth red wine that's still so young is because we do an extra fermentation in the barrel called malolactic fermentation, which means we put a different kind of yeast in the barrel that eats malic acid and converts it into lactic acid, which when you hear the term lactic, what do you think of? Milk. And what is milk? Smooth, right? So it gets rid of the harsh, rigid edges of the wine and makes them nice and smooth. And that's why our wines, even though they're so young, are very, very smooth on the palate. So that's how we kind of do things here at Javelina Leap. Everything I've learned from my family. We immigrated from Poland after World War II to Ontario, Canada. And then we immigrated to Sedona in 1989. And that's how we make wine here at Javelina Leap Estate Vineyards.
Oh, so this is Disney Lane. In the 1950s, Walt Disney had a house at the end of this road. The house is no longer there, it burnt down. But if you're familiar with the popular ride at his amusement park called the Thunder Mountain Railroad.
Yes, Thunder Mountain Railroad. You're going to put the clip right now.
That was inspired by our Thunder Mountain in Sedona, which was named by the Sinagua Indians because it gets struck by lightning a lot during our monsoon season. And that's where he came up with the Thunder Mountain Railroad. When we get back into town, I will show you the Thunder Mountain that was the namesake for the Thunder Mountain Railroad. So we're looking at Cathedral Rock right now. Cathedral Rock is Sedona's most powerful vortex site. It's also our most photographed rock formation. The reason it got the name Cathedral Rock is because the two small rocks in the center are symbolic of a bride and groom getting married. And then the bigger rocks to the right and the left symbolize the church cathedral. So the collective is known as Cathedral Rock. So this is the Sherman Cemetery. It is one of two of the oldest cemeteries in Sedona. And the Sherman family just lived on the other side of the road. That was their homestead. I've met some of the Sherman descendants and spoken to them and heard their stories. I love hearing the early homesteading stories from people who inhabit this area. But what's interesting about this cemetery is that there's a lot of old grave sites that date back to different homesteading families that lived here. You have the Thompson family, you have the Prettyman family.
How about Sedona?
She's buried at the other cemetery on Airport Road.
How about Sedona's daughter that died? The little girl that died?
Pearl, she's buried at that cemetery as well.
So they haven't put the plaques up.
No one's buried there yet. To my knowledge, last time I was doing the tour, they were literally building it.
Look, and
Here's
someone
the
actually lives right here.
Here's the Sherman grave right here, what the cemetery is named after. And this dates back to
1927
and 2014.
Where were they in Sedona? Sherman. The Sherman family.
They were farmers.
Farmers?
Yeah, this was their homestead right
Okay,
there.
so all that was their homestead.
Yep.